So today we are blasting off, literally, into the cosmos to get you ready for Mario's next giant leap onto the big screen.
Okay, so after the first Super Mario Bros. Movie just absolutely crushed it, we're talking over $1 billion at the box office, a sequel was pretty much guaranteed, right? But what surprised a lot of us, I think, is that it looks like they're skipping right over something like, say, Super Mario Sunshine, and jumping straight into the cosmic, universe-bending scale of Super Mario Galaxy.
So why the huge jump? To really get where we're going, we've got to take a super quick look back at where we've been. All right, Section 1, a recap of that first big screen quest. Let's do a quick refresher on the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
So we kick things off in Brooklyn, right? Mario and Luigi, they're just these struggling plumbers trying to make a name for themselves. But their family? Their old boss, Spike? Man, they get absolutely no respect. They're basically the family joke.
So, they're trying to be heroes, right? Fixing this huge water main break. And boom, they find this mysterious green pipe. It just sucks them right in, and it turns out to be a warp pipe to another world. Mario lands in the super vibrant Mushroom Kingdom. But poor Luigi, well, he gets the short end of the stick and ends up in the terrifying, fiery Darklands. And while all that's happening, you got the big bad himself, Bowser, the Koopa King. He gets his claws on the Superstar, which is basically an I win button. And his plan? Oh, it's simple and just pure evil. He's gonna force Princess Peach to marry him, and if she says no, he's gonna use that star to just wipe her entire kingdom off the map. Okay, so obviously they can't fight him alone, they need an army. So Mario, Peach, and Toad head off to the Jungle Kingdom to try and get the Kongs on their side. But Cranky Kong isn't just gonna give them his army for free. Nope, Mario has to prove himself first in this epic one-on-one gladiator-style showdown against Donkey Kong himself. So they get the Kongs, and they soup up these awesome carts to race back to the Mushroom Kingdom. But of course, Bowser's waiting. He springs a trap on the most infamous, most treacherous track of them all, Rainbow Road. And then it happens, the dreaded blue shell. A perfect shot takes out Mario and DK, and they go flying off the course, plunging into the abyss. And this leads to the huge climax. Mario, in a super clever move, lures this gigantic bonsai bill right back into that original warp pipe. This causes this insane vacuum that literally pulls Bowser's entire castle and everyone in it straight back to Brooklyn. It's an absolutely chaotic showdown for the fate of not one, but two worlds. So that's where we left off, but where are we going? Well, this sequel isn't just some made-up story. No, it's pulling from two of the most iconic, most beloved Nintendo games of all time.
Okay, so the biggest, most important new character we're going to meet is absolutely Rosalina. Think of her as this mysterious, powerful cosmic guardian. She sails through the universe on her massive starship, the Comet Observatory, and she's basically the adoptive mother to these little star creatures called Lumas. And that brings us to the Lumas. These little guys are, well, they're super cute star-shaped creatures, but don't let that fool you. They are incredibly powerful. One of them actually becomes Mario's main partner on his journey. And get this, these little guys have the power to transform into planets, galaxies. They can even sacrifice themselves to stop black holes. Seriously. So, the plot of the game itself, it's just epic. It kicks off with Bowser literally ripping Peach's entire castle out of the ground and dragging it into outer space. Mario gets blasted into the cosmos, where he meets Rosalina. His mission? He's got to recover these stolen grand stars to power up her ship, the Comet Observatory. This whole thing leads to a final battle at the actual center of the universe, where a black hole starts swallowing everything. And in this really emotional ending, the Lumas sacrifice themselves to trigger a new Big Bang, literally rebooting the universe. Yeah, the stakes this time, it's not just a kingdom, it's everything. Which of course brings up the biggest question, right? How in the world is the movie going to adapt a story that massive? And maybe more importantly for us fans, who from this huge universe is actually going to be in it?
The first movie was already packed to the gills with characters, but the sequel, it's really leveling up. They're bringing in some major fan favorites.
So that post-credit scene in the first movie pretty much told us Yoshi was on the way. But now we've got official confirmation on a bunch of others. We're talking Bowser's troublemaking son, Bowser Jr., we've got Monty Mole, Birdo, and of course, the cosmic princess herself, Rosalina, who, by the way, is reportedly being voiced by Brie Larson. And it's not just the big names. It looks like we're getting back some of the minor characters who totally stole the show. You remember that hilariously nihilistic blue Luma who was Luigi's cellmate in Bowser's Dungeon? Well, apparently he's back, ready to drop some more of his special brand of cheerful cosmic dread on us. Can't wait.
But what about the characters we haven't seen confirmed? You know, there's been a ton of speculation, tons of rumors, but it looks like a recent accidental leak might have just confirmed a huge greedy villain that fans have been wanting to see for a long, long time.
Yeah, so check this out. A movie theater chain in the UK accidentally posted a plot description for the film, and it specifically mentioned Mario facing an evil alliance between Bowser Jr. and his garlic-loving, greedy rival, Wario. Now, they took it down super fast, but you know how the internet works. The cat was way, way out of the bag. And you gotta understand, this Mario sequel isn't just about Mario anymore. It's a really important piece of a much, much bigger plan that Nintendo has for Hollywood.
I mean, look at this number. The first movie made over $1 billion. That's a mind-blowing success. And what that did was give Nintendo the green light, the confidence to go all in on building out its very own cinematic universe.
So this is basically the game plan we're looking at. The Mario sequel hits in 2026. Then, right after that, they're making a huge jump into live action with a Legend of Zelda movie. And they've literally told their investors to get ready for a whole slate of movies based on their other famous games.
And that just opens the floodgates, right? It's the biggest question for us fans. What's next? Are we going to get a dark, moody sci-fi epic with Metroid? Or maybe a super charming adventure with Pikmin? Could you even imagine a cozy slice-of-life Animal Crossing movie? The possibilities are endless. So what do you want to see next? Whatever happens, one thing's for sure. This is just the beginning.